All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down a language that's pretty much everywhere, from the apps on your phone to some of the biggest scientific breakthroughs. We are talking about Python. And if you've ever been kind of curious why it's so popular with, well, everyone, you're about to find out. Everything you need to know is right here in this one sentence from the official docs. This is basically the whole idea of Python in a nutshell. It's so easy, you can get your first program up and running in just a few minutes, but it's also the exact same language that companies like Google and NASA use to build some seriously complex stuff. That balance, that's what it's all about. So, what is it that gives Python its unique flavor and style? You'll hear developers say that writing in Python just feels different. And it's not just one thing, it's more like a whole philosophy that's baked right into the language itself. And here they are. These four things are really the secret sauce. They're what make Python both super easy to get into and, at the same time, incredibly powerful. So let's just quickly unpack what these actually mean when you're writing code. First up, elegant syntax. All this really means is that the code is designed to be super clean and readable. Seriously, it's almost like reading plain English sometimes. And that's not just for looks. It makes writing code way faster and working with other people so much easier. Next is something called dynamic typing. Now, this is where the flexibility really comes in. See, with a lot of other languages, you have to be really specific up front. It's like saying, this box is only for numbers. But with Python, you just put something in the box. Python's smart enough to figure out what it is. That makes it way more forgiving and really speeds things up. Python also gives you these really powerful built-in ways to organize your data. Think of them like super smart containers that come ready to go. They're so efficient that a job that might take you dozens of lines of code in another language, well, in Python, you can often get it done in just a single, easy-to-read line. And finally, there's its take on what's called object-oriented programming. The best way to think about it is like building with Legos. Python makes it really simple to create these reusable blocks of code. So you can build huge, complicated applications that are still neat, organized, and easy to fix or add to later on. Okay, so we have seen the building blocks. But how do they all come together to make Python the perfect tool for certain jobs? Let's look at a couple of the areas where it just totally shines. And this is really where the magic is. On the one hand, Python is amazing for scripting. Writing those little programs that automate the boring stuff. You write it, you run it. It's instant. But on the other hand, that exact same simplicity lets teams build and test out huge, complex apps at an incredible speed. It's a workhorse for both the small stuff and the big stuff. But here's the thing, Python's true power isn't just the language itself. What makes it a real giant is the incredible, worldwide and totally open community and set of tools that have grown up around it. And this is so, so important. Python is free. 100% free. The interpreter, the engine that actually runs your code, you can get it for any computer out there. You can use it, you can put it in software you sell, all without ever paying a dime in licensing fees. And on top of that, it comes with what people call a batteries-included approach. That means it's packed with a huge library of tools for all sorts of common jobs, like working with websites or managing files. It's all there, ready to go right out of the box. But it doesn't even stop there. The community has created this whole universe of free add-ons and tools for pretty much anything you can think of. And if you ever hit a point where you need absolute maximum speed, you can actually plug in code from super fast languages like C or C++. It's the best of all worlds. So you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds pretty amazing, but where do I even start? Well, the great news is the path to learning Python is actually really clear, and a lot of people have walked it before. In fact, you've already taken the first step just by being here. The whole point of this explainer is to give you a real taste for the language, to get a feel for that unique flavor and style that we've been talking about. So once you have this basic feel for it, you'll be ready to start reading and writing your own programs. And from there, you can start exploring that huge standard library. And before you know it, you'll be ready to tackle some of the more advanced stuff at your own pace. So if you take away one thing, it should be this. Python was built from the ground up with a purpose. It's meant to be simple, incredibly powerful, and completely free and open for anybody and everybody to use. And really, that leaves us with one final question. When you have a tool this accessible and this powerful right at your fingertips, what are you going to build with it first?